It's Fragrance Friday. Happy Juneteenth, everyone. I'm super excited to be celebrating another Juneteenth, first of all, but secondly, to be celebrating another Black fragrance house. I have some goodies. I have some goodies from a new brand I've been introduced to, and y'all know every opportunity I get to check out a new Black owned brand, I'm going to support, I'm going to try it, I'm going to come over here and review it and let y'all know about it. And this to me is a pretty quickly growing fragrance house out of Chicago. So for this Fragrance Friday and this Juneteenth, we are talking about Zernell Gillie Fragrances. I am really excited, y'all. So I'm not gonna lie, I heard about this brand um maybe a year or so ago, and I had every intention of buying some fragrances then. But of course, squirrel, so I just didn't get back to it. And then I saw a reel or a short 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it was Jackie Ina. And y'all know I love me some Jackie Ina. It's crazy because I don't have any Forever Mood fragrances, but that's a video for another day. But she was raving about two fragrances from Zernell Gillie. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. I'm just gonna go on over and try it. And so today we're gonna be breaking down this discovery set. I purchased this discovery set. I also bought the additional fragrance that was not in the Discovery set, a newest launch since then, and I got a full size of one of the fragrances in the set. So the way we're going to do this is I've got my card. Each purchase comes with a card, with that card, you've got the full fragrance lineup. You've got your fragrance notes per fragrance, a little brand story here letting you know Zernell Gillie is a Chicago based DJ. And he turned his love for music into his love for fragrance. He kind of combined the two and created this gorgeous fragrance house. QR code that takes you to the site so you can learn more about the brand. But this is where scent meets sound. That is the company's tagline. Each unisex scent is treated like a composition, layering notes the way a producer layers sounds. So we're going to go one by one and talk about these fragrances, and I'm really excited. Now, this is not a first smell, not my first sniff of these. I actually have been wearing some of these for about a week now because I was actually expecting this to get here prior to last Fragrance Friday and it came a whole day late. So I had to put off my review of it. Um, if there were anything I would give notes to the brand about, it would just be communication with shipping and updates. And I get that it's a smaller brand. So maybe there are just fewer people working, all of the systems, the logistics, the operations. I sent an email asking for an update because it had been like, I think, a full week before I got an update. And then the day I sent the email was the day it shipped out. And I was like, was it happenstance? Was that the response? I don't know. But I do find that sometimes with smaller brands, smaller fragrance houses, that the communication isn't always there. And then sometimes some of them just, they have the time, so they send it out immediately. So that was something I can say you might expect a little shipping delay, especially if there are any upticks, with Father's Day and holidays all out and about. So Zernell Gillie, let's hop straight into, and these are extrait de parfum: longevity, concentration, power. I'm really excited to get into these with you guys. So I'm going to go into every fragrance here except for house because I have a full size house and we're going to talk about house. And then the one that is not in there that I bought because I was so interested in the notes is in here, and that is rock. So each one is inspired by a completely different genre. And each genre, of course, has its own vibe musically. And so we're going to go one by one and talk about them. So this first one is disco. We've got disco here. Let's talk about the notes from disco. Disco features bergamot, lavender, jasmine, saffron, cardamom, tea, tobacco, amber, cedar, myrrh, patchouli, and vanilla bean. Each of them have a wealth of notes, which I love. I love fragrances with complexity and with tons of notes. And so, first mist, we're going to go right in. Do-do-do-do. Instantly, I'm getting tobacco and tea. Like, instantly, I'm getting the tobacco. And the lavender's coming in now. I like this one. It gives disco club to me, like very disco vibes, very turn the beat around. Like that's the first thing that came to mind when I smelled this fragrance. Love to hear percussion. Yes, that's a good one. I do like the balance of these sweeter floral notes with tobacco because many times I see that tobacco's balanced with something like vanilla. And that's not my favorite combination. It can be really nice and it can smell really good on other people. I've smelled it smell amazing on other people, but this one smells wonderful on me. and it still has that vanilla bean in the dry down, but the balance to me is actually coming from the floral note, the lavender and the citrus. Well, the lavender, the jasmine, and the bergamot citrus. But that works really well with that tea note as well. So disco, that's a vibe. Next, we've got techno. Techno features notes of bergamot, red fruits, saffron, and we're seeing a lot of saffron throughout this collection. He's like me, a lover of saffron. Saffron, suede, patchouli, lavender, tonka bean, leather, amber, sandalwood, and incense. This was another one that surprised me because it's very, to me, it's very patchouli forward, and that can either pull in a very nice way or a very not so nice way on you. It's techno. It's not one I would wear. Like, it smells good, and to me, this actually leans very masculine, but that's because of the suede and the leather and the amber and the sandalwood and the saffron. The incense is there, but to me, the patchouli is really the first thing you get. And again, patchouli is just one of those polarizing kind of notes. But the red fruits are showing up. They're there. You have to smell for them, and red fruits will sweeten up anything that's too brash or too musky or too leathery. It can sweeten those things up, and we get that here. We get that here. Techno is not one that I would wear. It's not one that I would wear. It is one I would sell though. Hello. Hip hop. Now I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know this is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites in the collection. I love hip hop music and I love this fragrance. And the vibe of this fragrance is absolute spectacular. Like, oh my gosh, she gets me every time. I need a full size of hip hop. I need a full size of hip hop. I have to have it. These are the notes: black currant, bergamot, saffron, cognac. Y'all know I love a cognac note. Y'all know I love saffron. You've got green notes. Y'all know I love green. And the green here is giving like fig meets coconut, white musk, ambroxan, cacao, and dark chocolate. It is this nice, creamy, almost metallic vibe. Like, it's it's smooth. It moves. Like, it's got like, and it's crazy because I do think Zernell Gillie managed to really match the vibe of the fragrance with the vibe of the genre it represents. This hip hop is, I was not expecting it to be as sweet in that first spray, in that first smell. I want more. I want another spray. Like, this is one I need a full size bottle of. Hip hop is perfection. Oh, it's just so good. That is good. That is good right there. We're gonna skip house because, like I said, I got a full size bottle of that. We're gonna get to house in a second, and we're gonna move on to jazz. Okay, jazz is what I expected it to be. If you've ever smelled Jazz Club from Maison Margiela Replica, then you kind of have an idea of where this fragrance is going to go. But to me, what's different? Let's talk about the notes. Let's talk about the notes. Jazz has red mandarin, mahogany, bourbon, vanilla, tobacco, honey, apoponics, which is another like ambroxanism musk, cacao, white musk, and ambergris. So it's musk heavy, amber heavy, which I think helps because it gives that spiced amber vibe meets tobacco meets liquor. And in this case, that part of that liquor is coming from the bourbon vanilla, but also the woodiness of the mahogany. Mahogany wood is the note that's in commodity milk. And this to me is really classy, very gentlemanly, which to me makes a lot of sense for jazz. It has the smoke, but then you start getting some of the sweetness that comes from those sweeter musks and the honey. They're kind of coming in there like, hey, we're here too, because jazz is not all smoke and cedar. There's honey, there's the sweetness, there's the sexiness of jazz. Yeah, that's good. That is good. I like that they managed to get that kind of smoky note in there. Um, another standout for me, another standout for me was this one, and this is probably one of my favorite genres out of here. That is R&B. R&B was ooh, so we don't want to focus on the R&B. R&B is not dead. R&B is here. And R&B is another one that really surprised me because when I read the notes, which I'm going to read them to you: honey, tangerine, guava, papaya, Bulgarian white rose, aquaponics, white chocolate, cedar, and amberwood. I was like, hip hop? You've got the guava, you've got the papaya, the tangerine, the honey. That's what we're giving for R&B, R&B. And then I was like, smooth R&B. And then you smell it, and it is divine. It is tropical smoothness. I picture Sade when I smell this fragrance. Like I picture the smooth, like sultry tones of her voice, just low key crooning and just serenading and almost seductive because it's sexiness. There's the musk that you get from tropical fruits that is very unique to tropical fruits, the guava and the papaya. Mm, it's juicy, it's vibrant, it's unique. It is very unique. Next and final from this discovery set is blues. And it's actually, I haven't smelled blues since I first sprayed it. We're going to see if there is a reason why. Apricot, coffee, magnolia, almond blossom, aquaponics, brandy, ebony wood, molasses, and oud. Yeah, I remember. I remember. It's interesting because this leans very coffee and oud and molasses. Like you can smell, that's what you smell almost instantly. Magnolia has a creaminess to this that you can kind of pull a little bit of that magnolia, but the ebony wood is prominent. The brandy is there. It smells like, hang on, this smells like something I've smelled. It's reminding me of something. I've smelled a smell like this before. That's gonna bother me that I don't remember what that smells like, but it smells like something I've smelled before. Very unique in its composition. I definitely think a lot of that it can be credited to the coffee, the molasses, and the oud, and just how they work together with the ebony wood and that brandy. I'm getting the spice of the brandy. Mm. So yes, music is life, and this is where scent meets sound. Next, we're gonna move on to the one that's not in the Discovery set. This is the newest edition, and this is Rock. And I don't think I have it on my info card, but Rock has a dry down. I know of metallic musks, and I know that there are a lot of citrusy notes because I have a fragrance that this makes me think of. Like, I'm not gonna say note for note, but it smells just like the grown up version of something. Let me grab it. And of course, the moment I go to grab it is when I can't find it. But I'm going to be able to describe this one to you. And I know I've shown this one on my videos before. So, Rock, we're going to spray it. I'm going to see if that still rings true for me. It's funny because the first night I got these in, my arm like was just like now, just riddled with Zernell Gillie fragrances. It still reminds me, yep. And that metallic musk is so perfection. All right, y'all. So we dealt with some technical difficulties there, but I am back. So as I was saying, rock. This is a very specific kind of reference for a very specific millennial. This one, yeah, 2014. Okay, so what I love about the and I wonder if this is even going to spray. We're gonna spray it and see, because when you have had a fragrance that long, it might not. Okay, there's something there. This is actually a lot cooler. A bit cooler than I remember, but like as far as the memory, it took me right back to the place of when I got this fragrance because there's a similar vibe there. What I love more about the Zernell Gillie edition is the fact that Rock has that metallic dry down, that metallic musk dry down, which is a very unique note. I don't think I've had any other fragrance that has had that metallic musk dry down. And it's beautiful. So again, I just really wanted to come here for Juneteenth and celebrate another Black business. Y'all know every chance I get to support one, I will. Zernell Gillie Fragrances out of Chicago, where scent meets sound, and where music is life, and where fragrance, you don't just feel it though, guys, you're gonna smell it. So this is phenomenal. Check them out. Definitely at least get that discovery set so you can experience all of those in the minis, with the exception of Rock. I have had so much fun playing with these fragrances over the past week, and I believe you will too. Thanks so much for tuning into this Fragrance Friday, and I will smell you in the next one. Phoenix J out.